I want to look at the EVP. Over the last 10 years, I've been responsible for the development of many EVPs. And traditionally, the EVP has been a construct of talent acquisition. It's been a subject that has been, it's a process that's been built to aid talent acquisition, to aid talent attraction. We're looking for the essence of our organization that we can sell to talent externally, which means we're looking for phrases, we're looking for creativity, we're looking for marketing hooks that draw an audience in. And that's fine. It's always really felt good, and it's given it a really clear purpose as to why the EVP is being built. However, over the course of time, I think we've started to learn that there are some challenges with this, because if we focus on talent acquisition and talent attraction as the reason behind an EVP, then inadvertently and subconsciously, because we're thinking about attraction, we are already in our mind starting to position a version of the truth that is externally attractive and can bring candidates through a door in a marketing process. And that might not be the truth. That might not be really who the organization are. We're thinking of attraction, not authenticity. And therefore, what I want to sort of challenge us to think about is, what are we trying to find when we do an EVP? And what are we trying to achieve from the EVP? Because more and more now, I think we're starting to understand that the EVP is as much about culture and retention than it is about attraction and acquisition and marketing. And therefore, what we need to think about when we build an EVP is to try and find the true essence of an organization that unites an organization, where we all see eye to eye. I call it the bloodline. And the reason I call it the bloodline is because the bloodline captures a way of being, a consistent way of being across an organization or a culture. And that's what we're trying to find in EVP, within the smorgasbord of all the components of employee experience and leadership and career, and the way in which we're treated and the lived experience of an organization. There are many features we need to understand, but it's a listening exercise to capture them all, both in written word, in spoken word, the mantras we use, the mission statements and values of the organization, and the way we connect with each other, the kind of almost like geeky little things that we say in the organization that are unique about our organization, almost like the way that makes us feel comfortable around one another, and how we excel as a consequence of this, our best selves to deliver our best work. That's the bloodline of an organization. And that is where our EVP needs to be formed. Maybe we don't even should be calling it an EVP, but ultimately we're trying to identify the culture and united belief system of an organization, the way we do work. And then we find truth. We find the peculiar characterization of the organization. We find in the collection of that mass of listening and collection of features, we start to identify the themes, the things that are spoken the most, the things that are articulated the most, the values that stand out and are lived the most. And from that, we can start to find what we consider to be an EVP, something that drives inclusion, that makes people feel part of something, and builds advocacy, builds something of truth that people believe in. Now, unashamedly, some of that will be externally unattractive. It'll be things that don't match the greater audience out there in the marketplace. But what it will do is attract the people who do find this engaging, who do like the little magic uniqueness of this organization, some of the dynamism and culture that captures the success of an organization. Some people will be attracted to that, but what it isn't built to do is to build that attraction process. It's built to identify a truth. It's a body of truth within an organization, and almost exhibiting our redeeming and united features of the bloodline of the organization. From there, once we've identified those truths and that bloodline, we can start to hand that to marketing and talent acquisition, start to say, all right, play with that to sell the company, to use it in your construct of how you might explain yourself to the external organization. But inwardly here, this is who we are. This is who we aspire to be. And this is what we believe in. This is our bloodline. That's the foundation of the EVP. And that's, I think, how we should be looking at it, looking forward.